Aliens live in the Terminator Zone. What? That's exactly the conclusion some scientists have come to, and I can tell you right now that these Terminator Zones are some of the most incredible places in the cosmos. So be sure to stay tuned until the end to join me on a crazy journey to the most bizarre planets in our universe. And if you like it, I'm galactically happy about a thumbs up and a comment, because that's how we get the YouTube algorithm to show this video to even more people, who then learn oh what. Thank you and welcome. Earth really is my favorite planet. It's got pizza, YouTube, and besides, you don't die of apocalyptic temperatures. One of the reasons for this is that the Earth does not have a bound rotation in its orbit around the Sun. Bound rotation means that a celestial body rotates around another celestial body in such a way that it always shows at the same side. This is the case with our Moon, for example. Due to the tidal forces in the Earth-Moon system, the Moon's rotation has adjusted itself so that it always shows us the same side. Here in the planetarium we have a beautiful model on which you can see this very well. And many people mistakenly believe that the Moon does not revolve around itself at all. But the opposite is true. If the Moon really did not rotate around itself, then we would always see a different side of it. And it is precisely this bound rotation that is probably the undoing of many alien species in the galaxy. A not insignificant proportion of the exoplanets in our galaxy are very close to their star. And they have a bound rotation, which means that one side of the planet always faces the star and the other always faces away. So perfect for a varied trip on your next summer holiday. On one side eternal sunshine, pleasant 500 degrees Celsius. On the other side an eternal night with a beautiful starry sky and refreshing -200 degrees Celsius. Would be a good filming location for the next season of I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here. Here is just one extreme example of such a planet. Kepler 10b orbits its star at a distance 20 times smaller than that of Mercury around the Sun accordingly. It is incredibly fast and needs only one Earth day to orbit its star. Due to the extreme temperatures caused by the bound rotation, it rains molten iron there. And due to the violent, high-energy stellar wind, this rain of iron is flung away from the planet, so that Kepler 10b drags a fiery tail of molten iron behind it as it jets around its star. Doesn't sound very pleasant. And for a long time, astronomers assumed that life was impossible on such planets. How could organic structures form under these extreme conditions? Both the immense heat on the day side and the bone-chilling cold on the night side seem relatively hostile to life by our standards. But what about the zone that lies right between the two gravitationally bound sides? Shouldn't there be some area there where the temperatures are comfortable? Yes, and researchers call this the Terminator Zone.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Such rotationally bound exoplanets are also called eyeball planets because of their optics, and a team of scientists has now run climatic simulations for just this kind of exoplanet. Here you can see what such a planet might look like: liquid water and comfortable temperatures right between the two extreme zones. And only there could life develop according to our earthly understanding. By the way, the name for this zone, Terminator, does not come from Arnold Schwarzenegger, but from the astronomical term terminator, which describes the day-night boundary of a planet. In contrast to Earth, for example, this day-night boundary is fixed on the eyeball planets and always remains in exactly the same place. Imagine an alien civilization on just such a planet, surrounded by a gigantic sandy desert and an equally gigantic icy desert, and all the flora and fauna taking place in this thin strip. Incredibly fascinating thought. And as the researchers found out through their simulation, it would even be bad for such planets if there was too much water on the surface. If the day side had liquid oceans, the interaction with the star would fill the atmosphere with vapor that could envelop the entire exoplanet, leading to suffocating greenhouse effects. Then the eyeball planet would become a sauna planet. Whereupon a finished space mission would presumably set off immediately. However, if the exoplanet has a lot of land and few oceans, then the Terminator becomes more habitable. The water would then have to come not from vapor in the atmosphere, but from the glacier on the night side, which protrude into the Terminator belt and begin to melt there. Thus, a life-friendly ring around the planet would be created by melted ice right in the Terminator Zone. Astronomer Anna Lobo says, "We are trying to pay more attention to planets with limited water resources. These, although they don't have large oceans, could have lakes or other small bodies of water." So what does this tell us now in our search for extraterrestrial life? We should be looking for rotation-bound exoplanets, and especially in star systems that have a red dwarf star at their center. This is because it is particularly common for planets to be closer to such stars and to develop a bound rotation. Practically speaking, such star systems make up 70% of all stars visible in the night sky. And that shows how revolutionary this new research is. Before that, most astronomers assumed that we could disregard 70% of the star systems for the search for aliens, because life doesn't form on rotationally bound red dwarf eyeball planets anyway. Now these star systems are potential chances to find life again, because we understand the Terminator zones better. Awesome! Eyeball planets, rotationally bound aliens, Terminator zones. Never let it be said that science isn't exciting. And because science is so exciting, I'm happy about every new subscriber to the channel. And I'm now close to 1,000, which is of course a real galactic milestone. And I would be extremely happy if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and recommend the channel to space-loving friends and relatives to generate even more enthusiasm for science. Thanks guys! Now that the potential search area around the red dwarf systems has increased so much, we may not have to wait long at all for the big breakthrough in the search for aliens. Anna Lobo says, by exploring these exotic climates, we increase our chances of finding and properly identifying a habitable planet in the near future. Kind of exciting, but perhaps also highly negligent. Because according to the dark forest theory, we'd better stay hidden because there are dangerous aliens lurking out there just waiting to destroy us. Sounds totally wacky, but the dark forest theory is very convincing and scary if you listen to the arguments. If you want to learn more about it and be scared of creepy aliens, be sure to check back for the next video, it will explain everything. And if you want to support my channel, I always look forward to seeing you in the space shop. Otherwise, I'd say see you in the next video. Take care, guys.